What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Weekend Warrior. Today, we are looking at the UAFX Lion 68 Super Lead Amp by Universal Audio. This is their latest offering in a series of great amp-in-a-box pedals, and we're going to talk about how I use mine, the key features you got to know about, and why I think it's even better than a Marshall if you're using it for a home recording setup. Let's dive right in. Okay, so let's look at the pedal itself here. This is my board. And you'll see here we have volume 1 and 2 and the output. Now on the old Marshalls, they had like 4 inputs and kind of like 2 channels. So this is going to be kind of the blending, 1 and 2. I believe 1 is like the brighter channel and then 2 isn't. So like you can blend them. I have them even. But you can blend those to taste. We got the output. Then at the bottom you just have bass, middle, treble, and then the alt, room, presence, and boost. Here's where you select the amp. You have the bass, the lead, and the brown, which is the hot rodded sound. I use the lead. And here if we set the amp EQ, I have it set like this. Bass rolled off because it's a bit boomy. Middle up a bit, treble at noon. So there's the EQ settings. Then when we flip up here, we have the alt, have the room at noon, presence at noon, the boost off. And this is the one channel. Anytime you want to keep one of these settings, you click down to store, and then that's going to be your preset. My preset is pretty much just like this, without the room at the moment, but I like the room. So normally my settings are maybe like volume kind of at noon, and that's kind of like an edge of breakup sound. Of course it's depending on kind of what pickups you're using. Then over here the speakers. If the lights are off, that's the emulation is off. The red ones are the ones that it comes with, some greenbacks, and then JB greenback. Then when you register the pedal, you get 3 more of the green ones. And I like to use the last setting, which is a vintage 30. For me, that has kind of, you can get kind of a classic sound, you can get a modern sound. It just seems like a versatile speaker. I used to have a cab with vintage 30, with a vintage 30. It's actually a 212 with 2 different speakers, but I would mic the vintage 30. So that seems to be a sound I'm used to and comfortable with. I think for me, it's the most versatile. Now, what I think are the key features on the pedal that really make it stand out are the stereo in and out. So once you start recording at home, once you start running things stereo, and like for example the Hydra is stereo, the TC Plethora X3 is stereo, what that really opens up a whole new soundscape that's really exciting, and that's just not easy to do otherwise, unless you're going to take 2 amps, mic them both, that's a lot. But here it's just in this compact form, you have a stereo setup ready to go. So that's what I see as one of the key features. The other one is the room. What Universal Audio have done with this is just brilliant. For example, I have like a room reverb on the Plethora X3. I have a room reverb on the Hydra, but like I can't get them to sound like what's on here. This doesn't sound like a reverb very much. Just sounds like you're in the room. Like, I don't know how they did it, but it's excellent. And just dialing this in just changes the character, and you just get this really classic sound, and it just sounds great. It's kind of, for me, it's a key feature that if you're recording at home, you're miking an amp, you're stuck in whatever room you're in, you know, like this. With this feature, you're going to get a great sound right off the bat, like you're in a nice studio. Really cool. So I'm going to grab the Strat and play a little bit here. Okay, so I have the Strat here. I'll just demonstrate what this room knob is doing. So here, let's start with it off. I have the Strat. I'm just going to play through some open chords. Now with the room, just give it halfway here. So it's just giving it some body, just extra feel. For me, it sounds great. Now let's do something, put on a boost here. You guys know Trower, Robin Trower? Song 2, Rolling Stone. So when I think of like those classic sounds, like, you know, Robin Trower, like a Strat plugged into a Marshall, the room setting just gets you there with that sound. Let's try this with the Univibe here. So it just sounds great. A lot of fun to play. Now I'll switch over to the Les Paul, play a little AC/DC, show you with the same settings here, maybe with the individual channels turned up just a little bit, but otherwise same settings, show you how that room setting really gets you that great rock sound. So there you go. Those are the sounds that I'm getting. Those are the settings that I'm using with the Lion. And there are a lot of other sounds that you can get from here based on the amp that you're using and the speaker cab that you're matching that with. Lots of room for experimentation, tons of classic tones in here. And I think what they did with this pedal and the other amp in a box pedals that Universal Audio has put out is just brilliant. You're getting professional quality sound at a fraction of the price in a small pedal that fits on your pedal board that is just plug and play. This is just unprecedented. Definitely check out this video that Rhett Shull did shooting out the Ruby, the Dream, and the Woodrow against the amps that they're all based on in a professional studio. And when you A/B them with the actual amps, they sound just as good. The difference is negligible. So what you're getting here is a pro sounding Marshall, like it was mic'd up in a nice studio. But you're getting that, and you can have that at home. So I think it's a no-brainer. Definitely check out the other videos on my channel to see that Lion in action, to see all the different things I'm playing with it, and the different pedals and effects I'm using with it as well. Make sure you like this video if you like it, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. And I will play some Stormy Monday Blues on the way out. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.